So Apple has released a bunch of new features and products in WWDC 2022. I liked many of them. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about some of the coolest updates, features, and products that they have released this year, and some of the features that are already available and Apple had its classy touch into those features. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. The first feature I'm going to talk about is the lock screen. I'm not a big fan of lock screen, customizing lock screen, having different types of wallpapers to the lock screen and the screen inside of the phone. So this feature, the lock screen feature that they released this time, is something for someone who wants to have different types of lock screen for their work, for their home, or during sleep time, or during workouts. So Apple has released a whole lot of features in terms of how you can have a wallpaper, how you can have widgets on top of a lock screen, how you can change the wallpaper of a lock screen, whatnot. This is something that I'm really interested. I'm really looking forward to test when it releases. As I said, I'm not a big fan, but Apple is time to time proved that they create a necessity and they sell product and features for that necessity. So I now know that there is this necessity for having a different type of lock screen for each time or each place where I'm going, and this is something that I'm really looking forward for. Next up is live activities. To put it very simple, when you order Uber or when you order pizza, you always get into these apps where you have to constantly check the status of this application, where exactly your Uber driver is, where exactly in what stage of baking your pizza is. This is a notification update where you'll have one simple notification, and that simple notification will have real-time updates from their respective apps. For example, if you are an Uber, you don't have to open the Uber app. You just have to see this notification where the little car logo on the Uber app will dynamically change based on the time the ride comes to your location. So this is kind of cool. The next feature I'm talking about is messages. You've already have seen this type of feature before in terms of unsending a message or updating a message that you've already sent. Apple has this tradition in terms of giving its classic touch or reinventing the same wheel into their platforms. So now with this feature, you can unsend a message in any of Apple's platforms, and you can also update the messages, the one that you've already sent. So the one curious thing that I wanted to know is how long can you actually unsend a message? I know in WhatsApp you only have a couple of hours to unsend a message or delete a message. This is also something that I'm waiting on to explore, because many a times I send messages, there are a lot of typos in them, and I oftentimes send a correction message after sending the original wrong message. So yes, that's already there in many devices, and it's actually coming to the Apple ecosystem. The next feature I'm talking about is live dictation. I often try to use the dictation tools available in some of the apps and devices that I use. For example, I use Google Docs to dictate, and Google Docs kind of types it out for me. And I've tried many times on Apple devices when I type, and Apple kind of did some relatively bad job in terms of converting my voice into text message. What I'm hearing from WWDC this year is they actually improved the way how the dictation improves in terms of what kind of words that I'm speaking that gets converted into text. Moreover, you can have both voice to text and also the typing at the same time. And this is also something that I would be testing out once it releases. Next up is Live Select. This is kind of game changer. Although there are a bunch of Chrome extensions where you can actually take a screenshot of what you're looking at a video, and then based on the screenshot, you can copy the text from the screenshot or copy the text from the video. With this update, in any of your Apple devices, if you want to pause and take a quick copy paste from the text in that video, this is something will be very handy for developers who wants to kind of copy the code from a video that they're watching on YouTube or in any other video platforms and right away pasting them into their IDEs. So this is kind of game changer. I would be really using this. Feature is subject touch. We send a lot of multimedia messages to our friends or at work or to family members. Oftentimes we copy images. Sometimes we don't want the entire picture. We only want a subject or an image or an object in that particular image that we wanted to copy. So with this update, with this feature, you can actually copy a specific object within an image and paste them into your chat or in any of your messaging services. So I'm hoping they actually come up with a new feature where you can actually make GIFs real time instead of using a third-party service to convert a video into a GIF. CarPlay update is the coolest updates of all that I've liked from the WWDC this year. CarPlay is kind of a huge deal for buyers who want to get a new car. I think they've released a statistic saying that historically there are like 80 to 90% of car buyers prefer a car which has CarPlay in it versus a car which has no CarPlay in it. So with this update, what they are claiming is that CarPlay will take over the complete infotainment system the moment you connect to an Apple device, and then it has all the color changes, themes that you can implement into these infotainment systems. There is little information that WWDC has provided on this and the list of the cars that they are going to support with this update. This is something that I will be testing the first. The new addition to the Apple Silicon is M2 chip. There is a lot to talk about Apple Silicon. So I'm gonna reserve this topic for another dedicated video where I'm gonna talk about M2, M1, M1 Max, and M1 Pro. We all know our PC cameras are really bad and it's really demotivating to turn on the camera. Apple's answer for this is to use your iPhone as the camera without any wired connections. It's called continuity camera. You can wirelessly connect your iPhone to your MacBook or MacBook Air, where the camera, the high definition camera on your iPhone, can be used as a webcam and it can be used in the applications. A bunch of apps that I've tried to use high definition camera on my iPhone to be used as webcam, none of them worked as smooth as I expected. So this is also one of the things that I'm looking forward to try it out. In addition to that, if you have an iPhone which has a wide angle camera in it, you can actually use that wide angle camera and showcase what you are trying to present on your desk. This is so handy for someone who does unboxing and wanted to show what's happening on their desk. They don't have to have a dedicated camera. The camera which you wirelessly plug it to your Mac, which is a part of continuity camera, will actually take a video of yourselves and also a video of what's on the desk. This is so cool, and it kind of declutters a couple of cameras already on your. And this is it. And these are all the features that I liked from Apple's WWDC 2022. I'm looking forward to use all these features when the beta releases. And I'm gonna make a video once I actually have a hands-on on these features and products. I hope you like this video. If you do, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm looking forward to seeing you in another video. Until then, keep learning.